Okay, 5 minutes may not be enough time here, but we'll see what we can do. So the first step, first thing is I know this is a parabola. And the reason I know that is I have an x squared, but if you look at the whole equation, there is no y squared. So it's not a circle, it's not a hyperbola, it's not an ellipse, because we only have one squared term. Okay, so you still complete the square on this so that we can find our vertex. So I'm going to group my terms. So 2x squared, they're already grouped for me, but I'll rewrite it. Plus y plus 6 equals 0. And if you wanted, I guess, to kind of stay consistent with what I've been doing, is move the 6 to the right by subtracting it. So equals negative 6. If you notice, again, we've got this 2 in front of the x squared, so we'll factor out a 2. And so you'd have x squared minus 4x. Leave a spot, because we'll place something there, plus y. There's nothing to complete with the y. Minus 6, so that means we only have one thing to add over here. And so you take your middle term and divide it by 2 and square it. So we'll do that in red. Here's the negative 4 is my middle term. So negative 4 divided by 2 squared is 4. So you'd have a plus 4 here. And again, because of distributive property, 2 times 4 is 8 is what you add over to the other side. Okay? So on the left, if you factor that, you'd have 2x minus 2 squared plus y equals 2, because negative 6 minus 8, or negative 6 plus 8 gives us 2. And now I'm going to solve this equation for y. So I'm going to subtract this whole group of stuff over, 2 parenthesis x minus 2 from both sides. And so we're left with y equaling negative 2x minus 2 squared plus 2. Again, these, when you add this down, this is 0, y, equals. So we have the equation. I better rewrite it because I just messed it up. Alright, so we're ready to graph this parabola. This is probably the hard part. And so my vertex, again, 2, 2. Here's that negative 2 becomes a positive here. Second 2 goes here, so there's my vertex. So 2, 2. I think you can see that. Yep, right there is 2, 2 is my vertex. That would also be your axis of symmetry. This graph opens down. So we know it's opening down. Let's find the vertex and the foci, or the foci of this thing. And that's, remember, you take 1 over 4p and set that equal to the a term, the coefficient out in front of the squared term. So 1 over 4p equals negative 2 over 1, cross multiply, so negative 8p equals 1. So p equals negative 1/8. So again, in this case, if you go down 1/8, it's hard to even show, and up 1/8, I know my directrix is going to be up here. And so there we have it for that part of it. And from here on out, about the only thing we can do is make a table and graph some points. So I'm going to pick maybe 4. 4 minus 2 squared. 2 is 2. 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6. So 4, negative 6 is going to be a point. 2, 4, 6. And then you mirror that about right there. And so here's my parabola. And again, that's maybe kind of a rough sketch and maybe a little too fast, but there you have it.